Okay, hope you guys can see my screen. I'm gonna go ahead and go through the market analysis. Then after that, we're gonna go right into the charts set up for the week. And then within a couple of hours, after I update the market outlook, I'll go ahead and shoot the report over to you guys again. You guys should see an email around, I want to say about 4 or 5 o'clock. Okay. All right, guys, so this is October. I mean, not October, August. August going into September. I'm thinking October already. All right, so this is the first week of the month for September. Wow, August went through real fast. So let's take a look at some critical news here. We're looking for orange folders and red folders. And then we'll look at some yellow folders, but if it's significant or not, we'll look at it. So on Monday, believe it or not, it's all clear. So I don't have any significant news for Monday. Tuesday, nothing really big here, except for 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. we're gonna see some, am I looking at the right news, guys? Yeah, sorry about that. Here. There we go. I wanna make sure we're looking at the right news. So I got it now. I'm good. All right, Monday, August 31st. So for Monday, I do not see any big news. The pound may be slow, as you see it's a bank holiday for a pound. So I don't expect any big movement on GBP pound related pairs on Monday. But that doesn't mean that it's not available to trade, right? It just may not be a lot of volatility for pound. So we'll watch for that. So I would say just watch for that because we're not doing London session until Tuesday. But keep in mind, guys, when you guys get this report, try to look at the market at least every single day and update your sheet as you go, because by the time we hit into Tuesday, you know, we're going to be hitting it really hard. And if you guys see an opportunity, feel free to take a trade using that sheet and this analysis, okay? I don't foresee any news here around the US. Oh, wow. Okay, so it looks like Monday's going to be looking pretty clear to a Tuesday. So Tuesday around midnight time at the end of Asian session, Australia. So we probably see some odd pairs. We got to be aware of this as we get into when we get into the London session about 3 o'clock. This won't be an issue. It have already been stabilized by then. But if you're in any trade on Monday, you want to be aware of keeping your trades, your stop losses tight if you have in your trades open overnight for odd pairs. And then other than that, I don't see any significant news on Tuesday. Unemployment, no, everything looking pretty good. 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. on Tuesday, we will be, if we're in the US pair or CAD, there you go. So we got some CAD. So manufacturing PMI report comes out at 9:30. So CAD and USD. So we'll take a look on that for Tuesday for these two pairs of CAD, USD, okay? Okay, so that'll be on Tuesday. And then odd pairs again at night. So we'll take a look at odd pairs for Tuesday. So that'll be something you want to put in your notes. So for Tuesday, it'll be odd and USD pairs and CAD pairs. And then for Wednesday, it will be USD. So around 8:15 p.m. This will affect those who trade US 30, or if we have any USD related pairs, we're going to be want to be aware of that. Some change here. Non-farm unemployment change. So it's going to be a little bit lower. So hopefully this is be positive news. Okay. So you want to take a look at the currency strength for Wednesday. If we're in any trades overnight from Tuesday to London, or you have any trades open on Tuesday, you want to be aware of some changes possibly for USD pairs. Okay, and then we have pound and USD again. So keep in mind, guys, every Wednesday is crude oil day. So that affects CAD pairs, and it could affect USD pairs because CAD is a commodity pair for oil. So just keep in mind that. So GBP and CAD on Wednesday. Okay, so those are the two pairs that we'll be looking for: USD, CAD, and GBP pound on Wednesday. Thursday, so we got employment claims. Oh, this is a non-farm payroll week. I can see that. Okay, so unemployment look like it's dropping. So I would say it should be expecting good news. So hopefully this week the dollar will be a little bit stronger as we get towards the end of the week. Keep in mind, make a note there that we will possibly see the dollar get a little bit stronger towards the end of the week. And anytime you have the dollar get stronger, what happens to gold? Gold gets a little bit weak, okay? Towards the end of the week. So if unemployment numbers are better, and we have a lot of open jobs out there, expect to see the dollar be strong in a lot of the pairs around Thursday and getting into Friday. Okay, so CAD and USD, and then around 10 a.m. pound. By that time, I'm done trading by 11 a.m. for any pairs, unless I have something that's 50 pips already in the money for a pound. So we'll take a look there for Thursday. And then Friday is non-farm payroll day, guys. So typically what I recommend folks who's not familiar with non-farm payroll, may not know how to trade non-farm payroll, may not have a strategy understanding on non-farm payroll, I would say you basically want to stay out around 8:30 to about 9:30, okay? And then trade pairs after 9:30. If not, close your trades. If you have any USD related pairs, you want to go ahead and close those out just before 8:30. If not, put your stop losses tight, real tight, okay? And then in future lessons for the FX Prosperity Academy students, I'll show you guys a strategy on how to trade non-farm payroll. And I think you guys would appreciate that. And basically, you just pick one or two pairs, right? You pick one or two pairs and you trade a breakout. And you got to be ready for pairs to go shoot up vertically or shoot down vertically, depending on what's going on. But since the unemployment report is expected to, this is forecast, right, is expected to go down. So unemployment claims is expected to go down than the previous number. And what I'm hearing is jobs there's a lot of jobs. And if there is, it's going to be a good non-farm payroll report. So we expect the dollar to be strong. So if you're trading like a USD and USD CAD or a USD Chef or a USD JPY, I would expect the USD, any one of those USD related pairs to go up, okay? To go up, be a long. Non-farm payroll report is good, okay? All right, folks, that's it on the news. Let's get right into the charts. Let's go ahead and start with odd USD. Okay, so for odd USD, you guys probably see a lot of lines here. These are my support and resistance. So for odd USD, look at odd USD. You see this bar? This is a weekly chart. What do you think about that bar? Look at this. This was basically a 212 pip run all week. So odd USD, obviously we got some pips out of this, but we wasn't expecting all of this as it kept going. I didn't stay on top of it myself, but I will this week looking forward. So I'm expecting odd to be bullish. Next target for odd would be 0.74014. And if it hits that target, I would expect odd USD TP2 would be 0.74854. Okay, so TP1 be 73991, and then if it hits this target, it'd be 0.74854. So odd been pretty strong. Now, if the dollar towards Wednesday and Thursday, the dollar starts getting stronger, I would expect a pullback. Okay, so watch for a pullback that can come all the way down between, I would say, to 0.72267. Okay, so if it doesn't break this, it's coming back down. If it passes 0.7311, it's going to come back down to 0.72267, and I can see it coming back up. Now, if you look at it, this thing has been on a bull run since April. Okay, so odd USD been on a bull run since April. You can see this higher high, pull back, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. It just created another higher highs, and you can probably say that's about a higher low, and it just created another higher high. Okay, so to possibly break this, if it doesn't, it's going to pull back. It's going to create another higher low. So this could come back. So the next candle in this barrier will determine what happens to our dollar. Okay. RJPY. So RJPY has been a bull run all week as well. So it looked like Australian dollar's had a very strong week last week in both odd dollar and odd yen. So compared to odd dollars compared to the US dollar and the yen, the odd's been very, very strong. Okay, so you can see on the weekly chart here, it went up as far as 0.78. I mean, $78 here. It went up, it bounced, it came back. So I am bullish for odd yen, and depending on the next candle, it's gonna, I can see it come back to test $78, and if it breaks this, it's going to go to 78.644. If it doesn't break the 78018, which was the high, I can see it coming back as a pullback to 76.81. Okay, but other than that, I'm bullish on odd yen as well. So nothing is telling me that it's going to be a downtrend. This is definitely a nice uptrend since June. So odd yen and odd dollar has been on a bull run. So there's nothing to flatten out anything, but expect a pullback on both of those pairs. Okay, going to CAD JPY. Okay, CAD JPY has a pin bar. It looked like it was in this range for about June to, believe it or not, about the last couple of weeks. So it finally broke out of this range here, and it went up and it touched the 81, and then it came back. It touched 79, and then it came back up. It pierced the 81, and it looked like it came back down. I am bullish for CAD yen, and I would expect CAD yen to go back to 81026. Okay, I don't see a pullback happening for CAD JPY. So CAD yen, I expect my target TP1 to be 81.02 for CAD yen. So if you're looking for a CAD yen, I'll be looking for a go long. If you go to the now I'm showing you guys a weekly outlook. Obviously, when we get ready to go into trade, depends on what you're trading. If you're swing trading, you're probably trading the 15 minutes into the 4 hour, or you're probably trading the 5 minutes into the 1 hour. I trade off the 1 hour, so I would go all the way down to the 1 hour, and I intraday trade this. So for instance, if I go down to the 1 hour, you can see it kind of look like a downtrend, right? Well, it's on a downtrend because it went up to this mark and it came back down. But I would expect it. The bulls are still in control because it hasn't broke this barrier here, this barrier. So I would expect it to come back up. As you can see, it's starting to come around and made this turn right here as it came in, got a mid-level support here. So it's coming back around. So I expect it to go back up and retest that, okay? Let's go to Euro Pound. Euro Pound. It looked like it tried to test the 0.91 based on the weekly charts, and it's been struggling to break this barrier to go to the previous high. So right now, I'm bearish for pound, Euro Pound, and I would expect target would be 0.888. And then if it breaks that, I would expect it to come back and hit this, let's see here. Yeah, price is really struggling here. Okay, so I would expect if Euro Pound breaks this 0.88, I can see it go to 0.89. So 0.88811 would be TP1, and then TP2, 0.89160. So that is what I see for Euro Pound. So I am bearish short for Euro Pound. I tell you what, I'll be looking to see what this pair does on the opening on Sunday. Now, if I wake up Monday morning and it looks like it's going towards 0.88 on the hour time frame, I'm gonna sell this bad boy. And if it breaks 0.88, this is going down because it struggled to break this, and I can see it coming back down. Okay, your chef looks like it's been on a nice downtrend for a long time. In fact, ever since the pandemic, it's been on a downtrend for sure. And then it came up, it hit a real nice high at 1.09, and then it came all the way back down. And then it's been a range. It's been in a range for the last, I would say the last month. So month and a half, it's been in the range. So right now I'm bullish for, let me say neutral bullish, meaning it's in the range. So probably not going to get a lot of pips here. If you're scalping, I would say look to go long. I would say target, I can see it coming back up to hit 1.0792, 1.0792. So I'm neutral bullish, and it's in a range, and I don't see a lot of pips for this one, but just keep an eye out on this, because if you get an opportunity, then this is going to go up to 1.0792. Okay, let's go to EJ. EJ did great for us this week. I love it. So EJ, I'm bullish on EJ, and it was in a range for the last 3 weeks. It went up. So I'm gonna be neutral bullish. I'm gonna call it neutral bullish because the last 3 or 4 weeks it's actually been in this range. It has not broken this structure here. Okay, so it's been coming down, coming down. I see a pin bar here. I see a nice pin bar here. And when that normally happens, this is a reversal candle pattern. So anytime you see this pin bar, this is an exhausting candle. So if you guys know anything about candlestick patterns, and if not, I'm sharing with you some tips here. So this is an exhausting candle, an exhausting type candle. And this one here would be like what they call like a shooting star. Some people may say it's an inverted hammer. So basically what you have here is price that's came up, came down here, price came up, down here. It actually came up, right? So you can see where it opened up here and it came up, came all the way up. But somehow the sellers did not push it to where its previous close. It actually pushed it all the way down, right? So when I see something like this, I'm calling it neutral, but I do expect it to possibly, I'm just gonna I'm gonna go neutral here, but I would possibly see it go neutral bearish. I can see it possibly come back down to target 124.389. So right now, there's no clear direction on what's going on with Euro EJ, but it could possibly be in a turnaround, and it can be probably going, it's been going sideways for the last 3 weeks, so I can see it. If it comes down and hit the 12429, and if it breaks this barrier, this structure, then we're looking at a downtrend for EJ for the next couple of weeks. Okay, so keep in mind, on neutral here, it is sideways. I don't see it going back up, but I would have to see how this trade develops in the next couple of days. If it comes back up, then it can go 2 ways, guys. There's 2 ways it can go. It can actually go here, right? Or it can actually go here. I'm just being totally honest. Those are the 2 ways it can come. It's right smack in the middle. It's right smack in the middle. But this pin bar is telling me that it most likely could come back down. So if it comes back down, this would be my target at 124.326, or it could come back up to 126.6. But I don't see that coming. So I'm gonna call it neutral. And I'm very unclear. I have to wait until the next trade to see what it does. But this pin bar is giving away that look like it may come back down. Okay, next one, pound, euro dollar. Okay, so euro dollar, I'm bullish on euro dollar. Let me go ahead and give you guys a target here. Right there. Okay, so it looked like there was a nice bounce off of here. I see some reactions over here with price, using this as a resistance. So with the resistance here, it was a support here. So that's gonna be a nice target. Okay, so I'm bullish on euro dollar. At the opening of this next candle here, if it breaks right now, so we have to be careful right now because price is at resistance. So it's at 1.1913. It breaks this bad boy, target's gonna be 1.1976 is TP1. TP2 will be 1.2055. So I'm bullish for euro dollar, right? This is the most popular traded pair. It's been in a range for the last 3 weeks, and it finally broke. Looked like it's been testing this target here multiple times. It pierced it already, so this is a strong bullish candle. So when you see a strong bullish candle, the buyers are in control right here. So I can see this pushing up to go 1.19 and go to 1.20. Okay, let's go to pound chef. Pound chef. Ooh, nice. So pound chefs have been going higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So I see the pound dollar coming up to, I'll give you guys a target here. Okay. I'm going to be bullish on pound Swiss francs. Target for pound Swiss francs TP1 would be 1.2160. 1.2160 bullish. I'll be going long for pound chef if, this is important, if it breaks this structure right here at 1.208687. If it does not break 1.2087, because it's almost at resistance, I see this pulling back to give us a lower low around 1.20089. Okay, guys? You guys following me? Hope you guys watching this, writing this down. You guys type yes in the chat. If I'm going, am I going too fast? No? Am I good? So far, so good. You guys with me? Okay, thank you, Trey. Okay, let's get the next one. Pound JPY. So pound JPY went bullish last week. Nice run. Oh, Where we at? That was a nice one right there. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So here I'm bullish on pound JPY. So right now I see it coming back. TP1 will be 141.576. So I see this coming up to hit 141.576. If it breaks this, TP2 would be 143.860. So that means if it comes up, if it breaks this and it pierces this, it may come back and retest it. So in other words, it could come up like this and then come back down and then come back up. Can you guys see that? So that's what I would expect the pound JPY to do. Now, if it does not break this wall, right, there's going to be a resistance. I can see it coming up and then come back down to 139.830. So this barrier right here that it already broke, that it already touched and it came back down, I see it coming back to retest it one more time. So if it breaks 141.633, I'm buying that bad boy. So I'll be going long. So hopefully we'll be taking a look at that on London session by the time this trade develops. Because right now, it's bounced off of it, it's coming back. I see it coming back up to test this one more time at 141.633 or 576. I can't remember what I said, but let's say 141.576. If it breaks that, I'm taking that bad boy going long to 143.80. And if it doesn't break that, it's coming back down. I'll be shorting this to come back down to 139.86. I'll take a nice little short trade here. That'll be a nice 159 pip pullback. Okay. All right, let's go to pound dollar. Wow. These pairs have been going some nice run, boy. So this is the pound dollar all week. It was bullish. Nice, real nice. Let's see here. I see resistance here back in April 2018. That was some support, and then it became a resistance, and it became a resistance. This is back in 2018, and I see it come up around March 2019, and then December 2019. So this is going to be a very strong zone where it's at right now. So I'm going to go bullish on pound dollar. Target would be 1.34684. Okay, 1.34684. So I'm looking to go long on pound dollar. So I'm going to be looking for this trade. Give me some nice higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher low, nice higher high. I can see it probably giving me one more higher high before it gives me a higher low. Okay, guys? Okay, let's go to New Zealand, JPY. So New Zealand dollar yen. Look what it's been doing for the last, this is a weekly chart. This is 1 week. This is last week, the week before that, the first week of August, last week of July, third week of July, second week of July, first week of July. So what does this look like, guys? What do you guys tell me? What do you guys think? You see this? It's in a range, okay? That means it's in a range. So I'm going to go neutral on, yep, thank you, Trey, consolidation. You got it, man. You're on point today. Love it. Let's see here. Okay, so I see this pulling back. Now, here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to be neutral on NCDJPY. I'm not clear on what's going to happen with NCDJPY. This is where I see it going. I see it coming back and retesting this, right? It retested here back in June 1st. It retested it on June 8th, and then it actually retested it on July 20th. So 3 times in the last month and a half, it had a hard time breaking 71.659, okay? 71.659. And it hasn't been above that since December 2019, last year. Price even just barely peaked out and then came back down. So on a higher time frame, the overall directional bias, I see this coming back and testing this one more time, okay? So I have to see what price does at this point at 71.672. If it breaks it, then I can see it coming back up, but I don't, I'm kind of leery about New Zealand dollar since it's been in a range, and that's my only concern. And it looked like it's having a hard time breaking this. And like I said, the first time, the last time it's been over price 71.62, you got to look at the market. I'm looking at market structure, and just think logically, guys. Just think logically. Price for New Zealand dollar yen had not been over 71.62 since January, early this year, so before the pandemic. And when it was up there, it was only up there for about 3 or 4 weeks. And then other than that, it's been down for the majority of the time. So historically, it has not been this high. So I do not expect New Zealand dollar yen to go above 71.64. If it does not break this, I'll be shorting this bad boy, and I guarantee you, I'll be making a nice little trade on this one, okay? And this is right here would be a nice 272 pips. So this is gonna be an opportunity, guys, for us to see what happens with New Zealand dollar yen this week and the next couple of days. It comes up, if it touches this, and if it doesn't, and we're looking at all the time frame, and we see some pattern look like it's showing reversal, we'll be getting ready to short this bad boy all the way down. This will be our target for 272 pips, okay? And I'm not confident that it will break this structure. If it does, obviously this would be the target, right? It'll be 72.96, but I doubt it, okay? So I'm gonna be neutral. I'm waiting to see here, and then I'll make a determination if I think it's gonna be going short. But I think we got enough pairs for some good setup. So I don't foresee breaking this, okay? Let's go to New Zealand dollar. Wow. New Zealand dollar has some nice run here. Okay. All right, I'm bullish for New Zealand dollar. This is going to be, look at this, look at this trend here. Gave us a nice higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher low, and it's not giving us another higher high yet. It's giving us a high, but it hasn't given a higher high. A higher high would be right here. So I'm bullish on New Zealand dollar. Target would be 0.68460, okay? 0.68460, that'd be my TP1 for New Zealand dollar, but it has to break this structure for me. So that means to validate that trade for me to take it long, that means I won't pull the trigger until it breaks this structure here at 0.6767, right? So at 0.6767, I'll look at the lower time frame to the 1 hour and 15 minutes. And if I see some pattern that shows some very strong trend to break that structure at 0.6767, and we'll take a look at it. We'll take a look at all of these pairs on the report, and we're gonna go right through them real quick. And I'm gonna do some pre-market research so that when you guys jump on, we're gonna go straight to the pairs, and I'll give you guys an update on what we have for New Zealand dollar. If things go past that, we're gonna take that trade. But if it doesn't, and it goes here, then it's gonna pull back, and it's gonna pull back to 0.6683. I wouldn't take that trade if it pulls back, so I'll be waiting. Okay. Got it, Ernest. So I hope I'm giving you guys some market insights. So because you got to think about it, right? So, dude, I got to be totally honest with you guys. I had some really good mentors, and my mentor, he wouldn't let me use any indicators other than moving average, right? So what you guys have are indicators. I had no indicators, and he wouldn't let me trade in the chart unless I can tell him why. I had to be able to tell him why. And I had to be able to look at the market structure, and I had to read this. I'm reading Japanese candlesticks, guys. This is reading Japanese. That's what he told me. You are reading Japanese. I'm like, this is candlesticks. It's not Japanese. He said, what do you think is candlesticks? I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's Japanese candlesticks. He goes, exactly. So I'm reading Japanese. I'm reading price, but I have to make sense. The market tells you a story, and you have to make sense of the story. If it logically does not make sense, then you don't trade it, right? Because you got to think about it. The big boys, the market makers, the institutional traders, the hedge fund traders, they make sense of the market. They make sense of the market. They can tell you, okay, price has been way up here, like for UCAD. It's been way up here. We don't expect it to see come up way up here for a very, very, very long time. You can't say, Leonard, it's going to go up there next month. There's no way in hell. This is like a record high. And the last time it'd been this high, you can case in point, the last time UCAD has been at 1.46 for a Canadian dollar for a US dollar was in March 16th, 2020. Before that, look at this, way over here. You see that? Folks, look at the date on that. That's January 11th, 2016. So 4 years from this price, that's how long it took for this price to get up here. Now tell me if you think price is gonna go back up there tomorrow or next week or next month. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. And I can tell you that just by looking at the chart and what it's speaking to me, okay? Just to kind of give you guys a perspective. Okay, so guys, if you guys can see right here, you guys can see what we got going on here. This is very, very clear. You see that? Tell me if you can see that. You got a lower low, you got lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. This thing has been on a downtrend. Look at these candles. Every week, it's been a very strong bullish downtrend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So basically almost 2 months, the dollar has been weak to the Canadian dollar. Now, as we know historically, the United States, obviously our dollars has been weak because we've been printing money like crazy. So the fractional policy, we've just been printing money because of the stimulus package. And guess what you think we're getting ready to do? We're getting ready to agree to another stimulus package. So where you think you think I'm at with dollar, Canadian dollar? Exactly. We're bullish. So my target for UCAD would be 1.30292. And then after that, I'm going for the next target, which would be 1.29474. Okay, so I do expect the US dollar to be weak to the Canadian dollar. So make sure you look at your currency strength meter. You got that trade? Let's put a currency strength meter, buddy. Need you to call that trade. So I expect Canadian dollar to be strong to the US dollar. The US dollar is going to be weak. So I expect that. Now, if the US dollar to be strong, I still don't think it'd be strong to overpower this price at 1.31. So if it does pull back, which it could pull back. And if it pulls back to 1.31, but I don't foresee it going past that. You know what I mean? So if it pulls back, I could see it going to 131. But I'm calling it bearish, 1.30, TP1, TP2 would be 1.294. Okay. Yep. Is this helpful, guys? Can I get a Y in the chat? Is this helpful so far? Good. I'm giving you guys overall market structure. Yep. Good. Okay. What do you guys think you guys see here? You guys see it right here? You guys getting the hang of it now, huh? Look at that. This is a weekly chart. What do you think has been going on? Look at this. It's been on a bearish run since May. Right? Now, we knew it dropped since March because of the pandemic right here. This was that drop. It came back up, and it's been on another bearish run. Now, what I can tell you guys is that you got, just real quick, I'm giving you guys some master tips here. So anytime we have uncertainty in the market, it's a lot of what we call, this is a master trader term, and I want you guys to get used to this: risk on and risk off. Risk on and risk off. And you guys probably heard this term, but not really understood it. So risk on is when the market is doing really good and everybody is putting risk into the chart, okay? And risk off is when people feels uncertain about the market and there's a lot of risk that's not feeling good about putting money at risk. So when that happens, they go to a safe haven market or a safe haven currency. There are 3 safe haven currency and market. Would you guys like to know what that is? Type yes, Y in the chat if you want to know what that is. If you, gold is one of them, that's for sure, but I'm gonna give you the other 2. Yeah, you guys are probably not aware of it. Okay, good. All right, there's 2 more. Gold is one for sure, right? Think about it, right? Anybody that feels concerned about the market, they're gonna take that money out of the dollar and they're gonna put it in gold. That's why gold was on a bull run for the last month and a half. So the other 2 currency, number 1 safe haven currency, believe it or not, it's Japanese yen. Why do you think the Japanese yen can be strong? That's right, Japanese yen. And then the second safe haven currency is Swiss francs. All right. I'm not going to charge you guys for that one. I'm going to let you guys have that one for free. And that's a master tip, boy. I could sell that for $19.99. Safe haven currency, do a safe haven currency webinar on what happens, because there's a lot more to it. And I'll probably put a lesson to it and give that to you guys. But there's a lot more to look for what happens when we're trading in uncertain markets like this. So this is a dollar Swiss franc. So with that being said, that leads me to this point right here. So dollar Swiss francs, you can see what's been going on. The dollar has been weak towards Swiss francs, okay? And when it happens, look at since May, a lot of people have been putting their money in Swiss francs, Japanese yen, and gold towards dollar. So with that being said, I am still bearish for Swiss francs. I see this next target will be 0.90024, okay? 0.90024. All right, guys, man, you guys are with the right guy, right? Come on, man, I'm giving you guys some love here. Okay, well, here's another case in point, right? There you go. Dollar yen, right? It came up, and must have been some good news around June. Not sure what that was back in June. Could have been a stimulus package that probably pushed that dollar up. But this is exactly what happens when you have a dollar against a safe haven currency and there's positive news. And when there's positive news, you get a spike, right? So that is one of the watch out when trading in uncertain markets like this. And in uncertain market news, I'm talking about pandemic, war, bombing, anything that's really, really concerning for the dollar, specifically for the dollar. Then they put their currencies or their investments into yen, gold, and Swiss francs. And what happens is that every time, sometimes there's a really good positive news, and I think around June, that's when the stimulus package was approved. So that's when it shot up, and it does that. It'll throw you off. It'll throw you off. This is one of those watch out. I'm giving you guys a tip here. When you have this currency and it goes like this, right? Everyone's selling. Everyone's selling dollar yen, and it's going down, and it's going great. And then next thing you know, there's some news around stimulus package happening. There's 3 weeks of kind of like, might be approval, and then boom, once it's approved, it's shot back up. But then after that, then look what happened. We're back to the same old fear risk off market, and we've been on a bearish trend, okay? And you can see this hammer, this bearish hammer, spiked all the way down and hit that. So you see this price? This is a market price. It reacted here, and it reacted way over here in August. So just right here has created a strong barrier zone. So I see that as my next target for dollar yen. And look what I have here, a nice exhausting candle. It tried to come up, and sellers pushed that right back down. That's like the police. You know, somebody's trying to get away with dollar yen and said, I mean, I'm gonna keep going up, and police said, come here. You're on the other side of the line. You need to get back here. And they pushed that all the way down, okay? So that's a strong push. This is on a weekly, think about it. All week, it went all the way up. And then the cops slapped that right back down. Said, come here, come right back over here, right? So I see this coming back down. So TP, it's just right at support. At break the structure, we're going down, folks. So we're going to be short on dollar yen to go to 104.44, okay? All right, you guys are good so far in currency. We're going to get ready to go into Bitcoin and commodities and US indices. You guys are good on that? Okay, let's go. Bitcoin. Let me get rid of some of these lines here. I was marking this up on a daily chart. Okay. So Bitcoin has been in the consolidation for the last 2 weeks since it went up and got the high of about 12.4. And when it went to the 12.4, it went all the way down, and price got all the way down to about 11, just slightly below 11,000, up just about 11,000, and then it came back up. So right now, it looked like it gave us a higher highs and higher lows. So I see this coming back up now. So I'm looking for Bitcoin to coming back up to 12,000 to 74. All right, 12,074. I see this for Bitcoin. I don't see Bitcoin, since it came back and it touched this, I don't see Bitcoin dropping below this price right here, 11,000. I see it coming back up. Now, if it does not go back up and it looks like it's come back down, if it hit this 11,000, it's going to come back down, but I don't see this. I foresee Bitcoin. I see for Bitcoin coming back up to 12,000, and then look at this. This is my prediction for Bitcoin. Just to kind of give you guys an update. I see Bitcoin coming back here, breaking this. It may come back like this, and then after that, I see Bitcoin maybe around October go around 13,000. Okay, if it breaks, when it breaks, not if, when it breaks 12.38, I don't think we're going to see Bitcoin go below 10,000 for a long time, guys. Okay, I'm just going to give you guys a heads up for cryptocurrency, and I'm more of a cryptocurrency enthusiast, and I can tell you that, you know, obviously cryptocurrency doesn't follow the traditional, you know, price structure, but there is a lot of price reaction. So when there's a lot of price reaction to speculation for a currency like Bitcoin, you get a lot of reaction to price, right? So people is, you know, they went up here, it had a hard time breaking just 12.3. The last time it was at 12.3, think about this. I'm gonna say this real quick. We talked about market. We got to read the market. Price was at 12.4 about a couple of weeks ago. People rallied, people saying, oh my God, it's gonna be 15,000. The last time price at Bitcoin was at 12.4 was at August 2019, a year ago, a whole year ago, price of Bitcoin did hit 12.4, a year ago, folks, okay? So, but then it took a drop. It took a really short drop, and then price went all the way down to 3,800. You guys remember that? So 3,800 in March, okay? Now, the difference between this run than it was a year ago is that it was a big drop. So that was that big drop here, and it dropped all the way down to 9.4, like the week after. This one, a little bit different. It's a little bit different. It went at 12. It came up, came back around 11, then went back to 12 again, and then it really broke 12 and went to 12.4. But then it failed to break 11. Okay, it failed to break that 11,000 price point here. Okay, and sellers were trying to push this down, and you know why they're trying to push it down? Cryptocurrency. You want to buy it when it's high, you want to buy it when it's low. Which one? You want to buy it when it's low, right? So that's why sellers and whales were trying to push this price down to try to get it to a little bit closer to 11,000 so they can buy more and then push this price back up, okay? So right now I see Bitcoin to come back up and to test that 12,000. So this is going to be my TP1, 12,000. And if it breaks that, then I see it going to 12.3, okay? If it breaks that 12.3, guys, it's going to 13. All right, let's go to silver. What's going on with silver? Silver's been in the range for the last couple of weeks. So once they hit that high back in, the first week of August, when it hit 29, it came all the way down to $23. And then it looked like it's been in the range, okay? So I'm neutral on silver. I don't see silver breaking 27. I do see it possibly coming back to 25. So I'm going to be neutral on silver to see what it does at this price point. It looked like it tried to come up and hit the 27.9. It had a hard time breaking that last week. So I see it coming back down to 25.95. So I'm neutral bearish on silver. Okay, let's go to gold. Gold, where you at, gold? Let me move this. Okay, so gold took a couple of weeks ago, hit the low that hasn't been there in a long time, which was 1858, after it hit the high of 2076. When it hit 2076, the very next week, it went all the way down. It took that drop. I know some of you guys got some sell. I know Damon did. He got some of that sell a couple of weeks ago when it dropped to 1862. And then after that, it tried to come back up and try to rally up and hit 20,000, but then it came back down and it closed at 19. So last week, it tried to come up and hit 1978. So right now, I'm neutral, but I'm going to be neutral bullish on gold. I would say right now, it has to break 19.8 right here. It's so close to the resistance here. Let me zoom in. It's so close. It's right here. This is what it's priced at. We're talking just a few pips off of resistance. We're talking, what, 90, 96 pips? So just slightly close to that resistance level. It breaks that 1978, then I can see it going up to 2000. But if it doesn't break that, then I can see this doing this. Come back and then come back down, okay? So come up and then I would sell this because it's gonna be in this range for a little bit if it doesn't break this, okay? So I can see gold being a little bit of a range. If it doesn't break that 1976, I'll be seeing that to come back down for a sell, okay? So that's gonna be the goal for gold. It has to do that for me to consider buying that. I won't buy it unless it breaks this. The gold, here's the thing about gold. When gold is on a run, it's on a run. But when gold is in the range like this, it stays in the range for quite some time. And Damon, you know what I'm talking about too. When it's in that range, it stays in that range for a while. But when it's in a run, it goes for a quick run like this, and then it goes in a range for a while. And then it might go like this, and it might go in a range, and it might go back up like that. okay? So I hope that makes sense. So right now I see gold in a little bit of a range, but it has to break that structure for me to go ahead and buy that. Right now, even scalping, I wouldn't scalp this unless it breaks that 1978. If it don't break that, then I'm taking this bad boy and it's going down. It'll go down to its target. So I'll be looking for sell and looking on the 1 hour and see what the opportunity is, and then jump down to the 15, 5 minutes and scalp this bad boy and looking for short all day long. Okay, that's gold. Let's go to US 30. Okay, US 30 did take a drop, right? Just right here last week, we got a little bit of a drop, but when we were scalping it, but it ended up being a bull run week. So it's a lot of buy opportunity for US 30. So I am bullish for US 30. I do see US 30 to go up as far as 28862, but I am not sure if it will break that, depending on what happens this week. So the stimulus package is still on the table, I believe. I don't think it's approved yet. So I would have to see what it does if it breaks this 28849, okay? So to me, it's playing right at resistance right now. But if it does break that, then I'll be looking for buys. And I'll be looking to go long when I scalp. So it depends on what happens in the off market. And Monday morning, I will be looking at this. Obviously, I'm gonna be trying to scalp this. I'm gonna try to see what it does. If it goes up and it hits this, and if it breaks this, I'm taking this bad boy long. I'll be doing long all week. Okay. If it hits this and it pulls back, then I'll be shorting this. Okay. So just to kind of give you guys an idea. So right now, last week it was on a bullish run. We did catch a couple shorts scalping, but I see this overall going up to 28849. If it breaks this, I'm taking it long right here. But if it doesn't break it, then I'll be doing short. I'm gonna scalp this for every short opportunity I can. Okay, hope that makes sense for you guys. Okay, S&P 500. S&P 500 is right at resistance here. It's at historical high, guys. Look at that. Look at that. I'll go to the month. You guys see that? Look at that. So high. Look at that historical high. Okay. So right now, companies are trying to recover. You got companies announcing stock splits, and they are part of the S&P 500, right? So let me see here. So I'm bullish on S&P 500. So I would see if the market opens, it breaks the structure, and then it's taking its target. Target would be 3554. That's what I see. Okay, for S&P 500. Go to US 100. Same thing for US 100. Look at US 100 and S&P 500 will basically almost correlate to one another, meaning whatever happened to S&P 500 will most likely happen to US 100. Okay. Okay, so US 100, I'll be trying to go long on this one for 12213. I'll be bullish on NASDAQ US 100. And then the next one, DAX. DAX, I'm bullish on DAX, and I see DAX, which is the German 30. I see this coming back up to test this. Coming back up to 13206, okay? 13206 for DAX. And we'll look at that during next week. Okay, folks, that's all I have for this week's outlook. I'll have the report out to you guys in about another week. And then I'll see you guys on Monday's session. Okay, other than that, that will conclude this call. Just wanted to make it quick, short, and dirty. You guys got some pairs to look for and to market watch to look out for. Pick your favorite pair that you like and take a look at. I called out some really good, strong trend that's going to be looking really good. Some neutral one, just keep your eyeball on that. Look for high probability trade setups, okay? And that's what traders do. We're patient and we look for high probability trade setups. On the neutral ones, we just want to kind of keep an eye on them, but keep the ones that are really, really looking good, and keep in mind what I just talked about in terms of some of the strong pairs. Okay, guys? All right, guys. You guys have a good one. Thank you. I'll be sending this recording out. All right, have a good day, guys. See you on Tuesday.